Yo, let's go. Nah, don't tell me a character creator. Yo, I am so hyped. This game is gonna be dope. Yo, get hyped. I can't believe Street Fighter is back. Can't tell you when is the last time I've been excited for a Street Fighter game. Honestly, probably never actually. Even though I'm a huge Street Fighter fan, I'm not huge in the competitive scene of that, but I do play it a lot. I've played ever since Street Fighter 2 Turbo on the SNES, and I've kind of played almost all of them except for Street Fighter 3, which I do play a lot recently, and I have my rival out there. If you're watching it, you know who I'm talking about. I'm gonna get you one of these days. But man, Street Fighter is back. I am so excited. Street Fighter 6 is looking to take the single player mode into a totally different direction, which I'm pretty hyped for. Normally in Street Fighter, your arcade mode is kind of you go through, you fight, get a little bit of story scenes here and there, and then that's it, you're kind of done. Not with Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6, you actually have a full-blown story mode. You got a creative character mode, which is really dope. It actually reminds me a lot of Dragon Ball Xenoverse. In Dragon Ball Xenoverse, you go ahead and create your character. You could choose races like, Saiyans or humans, the Frieza race, or the Namekians. And then you kind of go ahead and go through and start learning new, different moves from all the different characters in the Dragon Ball universe. This is kind of taking that similar approach. When you look at the game, you can actually see that you can study under Ryu or even Chun-Li and learn their moves and their abilities. And their abilities will also help you traverse the world that you're going to be in, which is pretty cool. And man, I cannot tell you, that world looks super fun to play around in. Looks like you'll actually be able to get into, street fights, right? At Street Fighter, you'll get into these street fights, not only with characters that you love, but also with all these other random characters. And they're not only one-on-one battles, they're bringing back multiplayer battles where you're doing maybe 2 versus 1 or 3 versus 1, which is pretty cool. The last time I remember that, I want to say it was Street Fighter Alpha 3. I believe you had the 2 versus 1 battle, which was pretty dope. That was the last time I remember there being a multiplayer battle like that. If I'm wrong, if there was another one, please leave that in the comments below. Definitely, I'll go ahead and double check that and fact check that as well. As somebody who wasn't in the competitive scene, I definitely noticed that Street Fighter V was lacking. When I went and played it when it became free on PlayStation Plus, automatically I noticed that there was a lot of things that seemed just different. It seemed slower than Street Fighter 4, and honestly, like the fighting mechanics, it just didn't feel right. Street Fighter 4 is probably one of my favorite Street Fighters of all time. I bought it on PlayStation 3, I had it on Xbox 360. I even picked it up on 3DS because I was so excited to play that game in portable mode. Fun fact, I still own it today on iPad, and I play that regularly when I'm on my lunch breaks. A really fun game that I can always dive back into. Street Fighter 6 is looking to kind of step that up and bring back the things we love about Street Fighter 4, but also bring back some things that were missing also from Street Fighter that Street Fighter 3 had, which is pretty cool. Street Fighter 3 was actually one of those games that I did miss out. But I do play it more often now, and I do really enjoy it. I do like how they're bringing back kind of like that hip-hop over-the-top art style, which I think Street Fighter definitely, it fits that what can I put it? It fits that world perfectly in my opinion. But if you think different, definitely leave it in the comments below and let us know what you think about that. One of the coolest things that I'm liking is the little online hub that they're creating. In the online hub, there's little arcade machines. It looks like you'll be able to play almost any old Capcom game, at least anything tied to the Street Fighter universe. They do show you being able to play Street Fighter 2 as well, what looks like to be Final Fight. I mean, you can't really tell if that is playable or not, but they do show that stuff, and I hope it brings up a lot of possibilities out there for what you can do in this game in the online mode instead of just waiting for a match, which I think is going to be pretty cool. Most games, especially fighting games, when you're in the lobby, you really just have a punching bag, right? Like, Smash Bros, where you can test out your skills, kind of practice around and play around, and that's it. Where here they're making a little bit more lively rather, where you have a hub, You can interact with other characters and do so many different cool things there. I do really think that Capcom is really putting their heart into Street Fighter 6, and I'm telling you, I cannot wait to play that game. Honestly, hopefully the anti-cheat stuff isn't ridiculous and I can play it on the Steam Deck, because that's definitely where I would play the majority of the time. But I will be picking it up on Steam for sure, so I can also play on my PC. And I'm excited to try to get into that competitive scene again, honestly. Like I said, I wasn't really that much of a competitive player, but I did play, you know, my friends and stuff like that competitively. Never went to tournaments or anything like that. I did play online a lot as well. So this is going to be fun. I can't wait to get back into this game. Now, this won't be a James video without me mentioning the music. The biggest thing I'm hoping for is good music, good renditions of the main songs that the characters had. In my opinion, my favorite soundtracks have been Street Fighter 2 HD Turbo, or something like that. Yeah, the one with the OC remix. You should be listening to that soundtrack right now, as I have that as my music background. But I think they did the best soundtrack, and they did it, the original soundtrack, justice. It just improved on everything that I liked about the original soundtrack, which is pretty cool. My next favorite Street Fighter soundtrack was probably Street Fighter 3. Definitely has that cool vibe for it. I mean, honestly, like, all the main songs in there are really nice. They're really memorable as well. There's just something about that Dreamcast / you know, PS2 era music that just, I don't know, hits you really good. If you know what I mean, definitely leave the comments in below about that. But I do hope they go all out with the music. I mean, their intro scene, the one that they used in the trailer, does seem pretty cool, but I do want to hear the rest of the music. I hope they go ahead and get Zangief a good theme, Ken up his theme, have Ryu's classic theme there, and all that stuff. But I guess we'll have to wait and see, as I didn't get to play the beta, unfortunately. But it's soon. The game is coming out soon. I really wish I got to try out the beta, but unfortunately, due to the hurricane and a bunch of other things that happened in life, was not able to try it out. So I'm really jealous to everybody that was able to try it. But from what I've heard, a lot of people are loving it. Even these pro competitive players are loving it. They're saying it's back to form. And honestly, it's one of those things that I think Capcom had to do. Street Fighter V left a really bad taste in a lot of people's name. Even casual players did not pick up Street Fighter V, mainly because there was not much to do in it. You barely had any characters. The majority of characters were DLC, and you had to purchase those packs. Not to mention the ads that were in the multiplayer. That just annoys me. I mean, honestly, if I paid $60 for a game, well, in this case, it was free to PlayStation Plus. But if I'm paying for a game, I don't want to see the ads. Now, if you tell me, hey, you got this free through PlayStation Plus, that's why there's ads, then okay, I'll forgive that. But still, I don't think a game you pay for should have ads there beforehand. But, I mean, it is what it is. I do think Capcom listened to all the negative feedback that they got, and they're trying to improve on that to make this the best Street Fighter they ever made. And, as I can tell by trailers, it's looking to be that. Street Fighter 6 is scheduled to release in 2023 on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Fortunately, no Switch, but do be excited for that. I can't wait to play, and hopefully it'll be playable on the Steam Deck, because Steam Deck is kind of where I play the majority of my games nowadays. Hey, thanks for watching. If you do enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, and also leave a comment below. Let me know if you're excited for Street Fighter 6. Also, keep an eye out for all our live streams that are going on, and don't forget to check out the Random Encounter podcast, when we're live every Sunday, where we just do what we love to do, which is talk about video games and speculate and all that other good stuff. We're always joined by FanXY, so feel free to check out his channel as well. And of course, we have Mike, who's also co-founder here of the Random Encounter. Please stay tuned for all of our other stuff we got coming out. We're super excited to get that out. See ya.